So, you know, this weekend,
okay,
we got the opportunity to see Tony. So we got a little bit of that playing in the background.
Yep, I don't know if y'all can hear it, but yes. So we're back. Laverne Badger,
Natalie Hayden,
and you are listening to Exposed.
Welcome. Yes, cheers.
It's a work day.
Yes, it is. You gotta wind down when you can.
Yes.
But how was your weekend?
Girl.
We was together, so
Girl. It was a lot going on.
It was a lot.
It was a lot going on this weekend. So the Arts Festival, the Black Arts Festival.
The Black Arts Festival, yes.
Black Arts Festival, we were there. We stayed for Tony.
MC Live.
And just saw a bunch of friends and family.
Yes, the love was real. It was genuine. It was
a beautiful day. The food was good.
Amazing food.
Woo,
yes. The drinks were good. The atmosphere was good. The music was definitely
music
good.
Was great.
Off the chain.
And so we actually ran into some people who have seen our podcast.
Yeah, we did. And it was just an outpour of just love and support and continue what you're doing. We want to hear what y'all got to say.
I'm like,
so
they
we
like
back.
we know who you are.
We know who you are.
And I'm like, oh. Dang, right? You know. So I had my little t-shirt, my Exposed t-shirt on. And at first I was thinking, well, you know, maybe that's why. But no, it was people that really were noticing who we were and was engaged in the Where's My Daddy?
Yeah, that was a big one, even though that's our second one.
Yeah, it was our second one, but it was powerful.
What are we talking about today, though?
What we gonna talk about is that, well, what we learned this weekend is that it needs to be a continued conversation for a little bit.
Yeah.
So today is part 2 of Where's My Daddy. So what I think is we're just gonna put a little spin on it, because I think maybe some people may have thought that we were trying to say that all individuals that grow up without their fathers are not successful, can't overcome things, and that is absolutely not what
because I'm looking at one.
And I'm looking at one like, yeah, why would we ever think that? But that absolutely is not what we were thinking. One of the things that we definitely were thinking is that we were trying to show our men and fathers that we support them, and just kind of letting them know that they are important in our children's lives. And so that is one of the things that we wanted to relay. Yes. But now we just kind of want to go show some love on the opposite. So if you didn't grow up with your father, what were some of the things we learned, and what did it do? Did it make us a better person? Because we can't necessarily, if you didn't grow up without your father, you can't necessarily
just don't know. You don't know
how you would have turned out. Because there's a lot of great women who have turned out fabulously without their dad.
And with their dad.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's just talk about that. So what did you think about not growing up with your dad? What in a positive way, what was that thing that made you who you are? Well,
I knew for sure that missing link. I wanted to be very certain that I filled it with something positive. So, like I said before in the past, in the most recent podcast, was that I had fillers, like father figures that would encourage me, give me advice, and so forth. I worked really hard, so I developed a very strong work ethic, because I know that men, they come with that. They come with that backbone of, just being providers. And my mom showcased me that. So you know how the saying comes from, women are men and they're the mom and the dad. Well, that was my mom for sure. She showcased me how to have a strong work ethic that runs in the family. And that I'm believing that would have been something that my father would have taught me, how to go out and not rely on anyone to provide for me. So that strength, being able to provide for myself, was very gratifying for myself. I'm just trying to think of another one. Do you have one in mind?
I think for me, it was just a matter of knowing that, because I grew up around a bunch of single women, and so when you have those examples around you of being able to make things work when you don't have a whole lot, that trickled on to me. So anybody who knows me knows that I'm extremely, I wouldn't say cheap. I'm conscious of my money. I'm frugal.
Frugal is the word.
So I don't necessarily like to spend it if I don't need to spend it, because I'm always waiting on that rainy day. Like, I don't want to ever put myself in a position where I have to beg, borrow, and steal. And luckily God, right, and right, and God willing, that'll continue throughout the rest of my life. And so, but there were some struggles in my earlier life, but I think that resilience early on of knowing that I didn't necessarily have a safety net.
Right.
But I do want to say that we know some really, really powerful women who didn't grow up with their fathers.
And they live right here. They're
here.
Influential in the community.
Yes.
And they make a direct impact with other young women and men.
Yes.
Based off of, what the lack that they had, which was that father.
And then the other thing is that, let's not talk about the dad that was there.
Yeah, that dad that was physically present, but emotionally not there. He was literally the provider.
Yeah.
I know some men like that even to this day, but, the children, it's interesting how they grow up in that sense,
Right. And so is it worse to have, the question is it worse to have your father in the house, but not there emotionally for you? He's just there to help pay bills and he goes on about his business? Because there's some men that were raised that way. Yeah. They were raised to
just provide.
Or is it better not to have them there at all? Does it cause more problems, or is it more beneficial?
I can't really speak because, I only know one way.
Right. But what we do want to say is that it is important that men are around.
And they're present and active.
Right. And I think having conversations like this, that we as women and men know that it is important not to just be there financially, but emotionally as well.
Yes.
So,
and, that support will go a long way, I feel. So, yeah, girl, don't
I know
knock
I
it
almost
over.
knocked over the camera. It's going to be real bad out here, y'all. So, yeah, I think that's where we wanted to take a positive turn to it, because we don't want, anybody thinking that it's one-sided. This is not a one-sided show. We definitely want to get perspective of our view as women, but also the view of men, and those episodes are absolutely coming. But we were going through our comments on Facebook.
we want to chime in on those. We won't name any names, but we had an individual that stated how his dad was a physical dad in the house.
56 years married.
56 years married. Still, they still married, but he was not that there was an emotional disconnect.
Right.
And it definitely shaped the man that he is today. We ran into him at the Black Arts Festival, and he was just like, that hit home.
Right. We stood and talked to him for about 20 minutes. There was something that really hit home for him. Like Natalie said, we're not going to say who he is, because we don't know if that's something he was comfortable with saying to us, but not necessarily comfortable with sharing to all of you. But we thought it was really, really important to tell the story, because even like we said, an absentee father is one thing, but to have a father that all he did was came home, went to work, paid the bills, but didn't interact with you and your brothers and sisters.
Didn't go out to the games, didn't shoot the ball with you. I mean, those were things that he said that dad wasn't doing. It probably would have made a difference, I feel, with their interaction and them engaging and building on a relationship.
Right. And this is a grown man. This ain't no boy. This wasn't a boy.
He's like, I think almost like mid-50s or something like that.
So we just wanted, to just elaborate on that a little bit more, and we do have another one. I know that a lot of the comments that we were getting was that they loved how transparent we were, and exposed is that.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just about Natalie and Laverne.
It's about
all
of
everybody.
us, yes.
So although we will be transparent with our stories, we will be getting others to come on our show to be just as transparent and expose some of the things that they went through, and so that it could become healing for someone else. Because I know even when I talk to you about certain things, about, you know, when I talked on the first episode about my dad, me being a product of an affair, that's huge. You know, you don't think about what that really means. What that really means as a child. I kind of felt like I was a secret, which I was, and not wanted. And so when you grow up not feeling that you can walk in your light,
yes,
and in the path of your father and the love that your parents give you, you know, it does do something to you. And it's not like one thing that you can put your finger on, but, you know, you feel a void, you feel that something is not right. And so I know that sharing that part of me, that I'm not the only.
It sounds like, I don't know if you ever heard of Trevor Noah's story. But Trevor Noah, he mentioned growing up in South Africa, and he is a product of, I think it was called apartheid, where back then, I guess it's not so much back then, but his mom and dad, you know, two different cultures. Dad is white, and he was literally hidden because it was against the law for him to even engage. So anytime that they would go out in the town, dad would be on the other side of the street, and mom and him would be walking on the other side of the street. Can you imagine something like that?
Right.
I mean, you know that's your dad, but when the people are coming to check your house, he has to go hide because he looks like no one else.
Right.
You know, just, I mean, it was just, it's something amazing. But if you guys never heard Trevor Noah's audiobook, it is absolutely amazing, hilarious, but it has some serious truths in there.
Wow.
Yes, for real.
And so I love that we have this platform to be able to have these conversations, and
these difficult conversations.
Yes. And so some of the conversations, like, we will have one more on daddy issues because we have a special guest.
Yeah, it was
I'm
not
excited.
It wasn't like pulling teeth, but this individual is simply like a landmark in Milwaukee.
Oh my God. Y'all in for a treat.
Amazing person. I won't even reveal the gender.
Like, right. I just don't even know what we're gonna. I feel like the camera just should be to that person.
Oh, it will be.
And we just shut up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
we are.
That's just how amazing.
Because we want to hear everything that person has to say. That person's going to drop some serious nuggets on how, you know, their experience was with having a father or not having a father.
Right.
We don't even know what that's going to be about. But
you got to tune in for next week for that. But
it's gonna be amazing.
We're excited. I know that I'm going to learn something from it. So we're bringing it to you for you all to learn and have a conversation about it. But we're going to be learning and have, this is not going to be a conversation or a pre-interview that. No. So when you hear it,
we hear it for the first
going
time
to
as
hear
well.
it as well. So yes, I'm excited. I'm excited. So you will have to check out our pages and make sure that, because we'll drop. Natalie loves nuggets. I love that word. Don't y'all love nuggets?
Drop a nugget.
So we will be dropping some nuggets at the end of the week and throwing some hints out there as to who this person is.
Right.
Just love this individual.
Right.
So if you have any questions, again, go in the comment section. We're going to start doing some lives as well.
Yeah, we will do some lives.
So that we can start communicating back and forth with you all and answering questions right on the spot.
Right on the spot, yes.
That means that you can ask us anything.
And we will do our best
in our comfort level.
In our comfort level.
To answer what we
satisfy
can.
you.
Yeah. But I mean, I wrote a book, so my stuff is just pretty much out there. So,
and I mean,
it ain't a whole
it
lot.
is what it is at this point.
Yeah.
You know, either you in or you out.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
yes.
and we in.
Yes. Oh, let's not forget about that blessing meeting that we had. That opportunity.
Yeah.
How, girl, did God not show up?
Yeah, he's pretty amazing. But you know what? When you rolling with God, you sort of expect the best.
What? Favor ain't fair.
I was cracking up when she said that.
I'm gonna make a t-shirt about it. Y'all know that I make t-shirts, so I'm gonna make a t-shirt that favor ain't fair. And so there was some favor shown this weekend,
and it started at the Black Arts Festival.
It started at the Black Arts Festival.
We had no idea. I didn't even know this person,
right.
But
I didn't know her either. But we are excited about what the future holds. Again, we just throwing out a few nuggets out there. But when the time is right, we'll expose some more. What else happened? Oh, and let's say, you know, when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, God's work,
purpose,
the devil shows up sometimes too.
And that's supposed to happen. I feel like I expect
right.
it
I'm
to
like,
happen at this point.
Where my hater at? Because that means
you right.
Something is happening. We are in a good space, and so when they show up, you know, you just gotta kind of, roll with the punches.
Yes, and that grit has to kick in too. You know, that determination. Why did we show up in the first place?
Right.
That has to be. I know my why. Do you know your why?
Yes.
That's not going to stop me from doing what I'm going to continue doing.
Right.
And
but we expected it.
Yes,
and so when you expect that, when we're on the east side.
We in River Hills to be exact.
And so being on the east side,
they sort of,
it's a little. There's some background going. Somebody's walking past. But
that's all right. Somebody's car was rat-a-tat-tatting. But it's all
we're
good.
We're gonna keep it good. Yes. But like we said, when Natalie and I talked about it, and with friends and some of our closest people, that that when you really start making a difference, or the devil knows that you're gonna be impacting some people,
a lot of lives.
Yes. That he starts throwing little
distractions,
and that's all it is a distraction.
And a few potholes, but you just.
I got roadside assistance, and his name is.
That was a good one.
I got roadside assistance.
I had to think about it for a second. I got roadside assistance.
Yes, his name is God, Jesus. Jesus is
Get there quicker, Natalie. Yeah. Get there quicker.
So yes, we got roadside assistance for them bumps in the road, and but we just gonna keep doing what we doing. We love you guys.
Do you have anything positive you want to throw out there for the people that's feeling a certain type of way? Because when I'm feeling a certain type of way, all I need is for someone to just come and say something that will just throw me all the way off, and then just say gotcha, and then I'm like, okay, I'm good. I don't know what that was, but thank you. You know?
So I'm gonna say, if there's some teenagers listening to me, some young adults, just know that if your dad is not around, it don't define you. Yes. It doesn't. There is a void that's there. Yes, true enough. And there's just like there's a void if you didn't have your mom that can't be filled by anybody else. But it does not define you. You are worthy. You're beautiful. You whatever it is that you feel like you want to do, you can accomplish it. Yes. Here we are. I stand here, a high school dropout, 4 kids by the time I was 21, abusive relationship, and here I am with my co-host Natalie doing great things. Yes. And the same with you,
Yeah, I mean, not having a dad, and coming out of an abusive relationship, and just doing my best, having a lot of failures, but learning from them. And the failures will continue to come, but it's about what you take from those failures and how you turn it around, how you respond with it. And I believe healing equals opening the dialogue for honest conversation to start. And this is where we are. We're you're continually healing, I feel, but we're here to have an open dialogue and have those tough conversations that I feel like many people want to hear.
Right.
They need to hear it. We need to hear it.
How many podcasts do we sit around and listen to?
I listen,
but I will tell you that I have not listened to every podcast, but I was searching for a podcast similar to this, and I couldn't find it.
Yeah. I mean, I think, though, the one podcast that I do listen to on a regular is Therapy for Black Girls, because I feel like everybody needs somebody to talk to. I don't care how many couches you need to sit on. I go sit on the physical couch, and then I sit on my couch and listen to somebody else. You know, it's called, what is it called? It's called like virtual therapy.
Right.
That's a new thing.
That's new.
Get you one.
Yes.
Get you a therapist that's virtual. Download a podcast.
Yep.
That's called self-advocating. That's called self-healing.
Self-care.
Don't wait for nobody else to give it to you. Go out and get that yourself.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
You know, that's all I'm saying.
That's how you gotta be with who you are and what you want. You gotta be gangster with your stuff. Like, this is me. This is who I am, and I need to be respected and love myself. And
before anybody can come along.
Absolutely.
You know, but and to end on that note, you know, ultimately your true father is the Heavenly Father.
Absolutely.
And that's who can love you unconditionally even when all the other guys or somebody else that come up and say they daddy, or, you know, stepdads ain't measuring up, or mom done brought in somebody else that say they daddy and they don't treat you like, you know, when they have kids, they treat you different from the other kids, you know, step kids. Get to know that father up there, because that's who's really gonna have your back. That is my internal guide.
That is the ultimate unconditional love.
So sorry for anybody that's not super religious, but I mean,
you don't even have to be super religious.
I have a relationship.
But if you don't believe in God, then maybe this podcast ain't for you, because we some Christians. We some Christians. I don't want to say wine-sipping Christians. Or
on another show, somebody said cussing
Christians. Yeah.
But I mean,
but he know our heart. He knows. And so, but on a serious note, that
that's where you're gonna find out. You know, you're gonna love yourself more and be more accepting of yourself, and that's how you'll be able to walk out your full purpose with what He's designed and created you to be.
Yes.
That's where I am satisfied and, you know, thankful for.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna let you guys go, but one thing I want you to take away is that there's no curses. I don't feel like there's curses. I think there's blessings and lessons.
Yes.
It's just blessings and lessons. So whatever we're going through that may not be so positive, just take that moment and figure out what the lesson is that God wants us to learn in that moment.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not always
easy, because it's a process.
See, right. It's not always easy to see what that lesson is, but if you're conscious and aware enough to say, okay, God,
what do I need to get out of this?
What am I supposed to get out of this? And so, yeah. So just take that with you. Oh, you know what I'm forgetting?
What?
We all the male who serve.
Oh,
the men who serve.
Yeah.
I can't even get it out, girl. I'm so excited. The men who serve.
They stepping up.
They
done stepped up.
Yes. So I don't have my little notebook here, but we got some folks, some men that's stepping up and saying that they want to be a part of this.
And what is it for?
The Men Who Serve is a luncheon fundraiser, and what it is Let's Talk will be presenting. We'll be hosting in October 21st. We'll be hosting an Advocates Appreciation Luncheon.
Whoop, whoop.
And so I'm excited about that. Who don't want to give a pat on the back to some advocates who do the grunt work?
Yeah.
And so to help pull that off, we're going to be having a fundraiser, and that fundraiser is going to be August 26th, Sunday.
Yes.
And we have a group of wonderful men that are from our community
that serve
that will be serving at this event.
Yes.
And so, ladies, get your tickets. This is not, I repeat, This is not a singles dating
a networking event. Although there will be
some single men. Yes, there will be some single men there. But
that's a little nugget she trying to drop.
Right. There'll be some single men there, but it'll also be some married men there. So that are all fabulous men. So I'll drop one, you drop one.
Okay.
Napoleon Sheard. So those of you who know Napoleon, tall, dark, he married. He ain't married.
Oh damn!
I think he's dating. I think he's in a relationship.
He's in a relationship, so back off.
But he alright. He look alright. I'm just kidding. He's a beautiful man, but he is. He has his own business. He's on Jermaine Reed's show once a week talking about politics and stuff. And so, but you guys will see that. So one of my nuggets will be, of course, you know my husband, Richard Badger, the fabulous
Richard Badger,
famous, well-known, lucky to have me.
That's right.
Mr. Richard Badger. So, my baby. So, yes.
She dropped two. That's good.
I know I dropped two nuggets. I'm sorry. So, we got Napoleon and Richard.
Okay. And then I just got a nice confirmation from Mr. G's Clippers.
Hey,
he gonna be in the space.
Yes.
And see if he can bring a couple other barbers with him.
Yes.
But that's gonna be very exciting. These guys serve in the community in such a impactful way.
Yes.
I mean, they just doing it. They looking out for our young adults.
Yes.
They bringing a positive energy, and they excited about serving.
They're excited about it. Like all like Richard, of course, I got my back hands down. Napoleon has come and assisted in all the events that I've ever had. So love you, Napoleon. And G too, like G always coming, and I don't care if it's me, whoever, he is always supporting when it benefits the community. So we are excited about those three.
So if any other guys, anybody knows guys that serve in an impactful way within our community, in a positive way, of course, that will be open to coming and joining us serve, it will be,
shoot me an email or reach out to either one of us on Facebook,
or just drop one in the comments below,
and
we can
we'll
figure it out.
We will get it. And so yes, I'm excited about that. That's going to be August 26th. Look on our Facebook page. Location is to be determined, but we will be letting you know that we're kind of finishing touches on that. So we just want to make sure it's all solidified before we start announcing the location. But I'm excited, y'all. So we gonna go.
Yes.
And
I'm about to go have dinner because we got
my husband.
Dinner out back. She going to the movies right now. What time is it? Oh, you better get going.
It's 6:45. I got a movie date with my boo.
Yes, and I got the family table because I do community table, with people in the community. We just
I tell you, first of all, let me just say this real quick. I wasn't invited to the community event. They got kish kebabs back there with these ain't even shrimp, they prawns. And
we do the keto thing when we get together. It's the keto diet.
I'm just saying, it's wine, beautiful backyard.
Brewers Hill is beautiful though.
We're gonna talk about that.
That's okay. But you invited to the next one. You invited to the next one because
if you beg and look sad and pitiful,
everybody should have little pop-up community tables. That's where everyone come together. They eat. They have great dialogue, good conversation.
Some people do that, but they don't show up with no prongs. I'm just saying. So I'm trying to be where the steak and prongs is at, not the hot dogs and Vienna sausage.
That's messed up.
Nothing wrong with that because I grew up on that. But we just making fun. But it is. They're gonna have a great time. And I'm going to meet my boo. So I will talk to you later.
We'll see you guys
Check it out on
week,
Wednesday. Wednesday mornings is when I post. So be looking for us on Wednesday.
All right, guys. See you later.
Talk to you later.
Thanks for the love.
Yes.